Hello everybody and welcome to All Things Football. Today we'll be talking about the FA Cup fourth round, the fixtures that we have in the next round, and of course we'll be summarising the Liverpool vs Manchester United result earlier today. Now, in the next round, Manchester United will be playing West Ham at Old Trafford, and we haven't had the best home form this season, but it looks to be taking a turn for the better as we just have beaten Liverpool 3-2 at Old Trafford. Do you think West Ham in the next round is going to be a tough match, or do you think we'll be able to handle that quite easily?
I think West Ham this season actually a very decent team, so we actually can't write them off. Yeah, it'll be a decent game. Look forward to it.
And of course, their captain, well, when he plays and Mark Noble doesn't play, is someone that we're linked to in Declan Rice. Apparently, we're in a four-way battle for him. I know that Chelsea is a club that are interested in his signature. Do you think that they'll be going for a full-strength side, or do you think they'll be focusing on the Premier League and maybe field a weakened side and hope that the magic of the FA Cup might help them beat us at home?
No, I think West Ham, they'll definitely go for like full strength. They have nothing else. They're not in any other competition, so why not go for the FA Cup? This could be their year. Their team isn't bad. I mean, their team isn't bad. You never know what can happen with the FA Cup. So yeah,
true. I think very true.
As you mentioned, Chelsea, they're also through. They beat losing 3-1 today. Tammy Abraham hat-trick.
Timo Werner masterclass.
Yeah, Timo Werner. What's going on? What do you think is going on with Werner?
I mean, every foreign transfer, there is an aspect of will they fit into English football? Usually it's about the Premier League, but I just think he's going through an incredible confidence crisis right now. We've never played football professionally, but we've played at a decent enough level to realise that it is a confidence-based game no matter who you are. He was tearing up in the Bundesliga, not just because it's the Bundesliga, but because he is a player of immense quality. He's one of the best young strikers in the world, regardless of his form right now. He's insanely fast. He's an amazing finisher. He just needs to get that goal or get a nice assist, or just not even necessarily scoring, just having a brilliant game, and then I think he'll be back to a level where other teams will think, oh no, like Timo Werner's here and Timo Werner isn't here to play. I think I wouldn't be worried. Maybe because I'm not a Chelsea fan, I'm not worried, but just give him a little bit of time to get used to it, get used to the physicality of English football, especially with some of the teams that are overperforming, I think, in the Premier League this year.
Yeah, I mean, he did get an assist, to be fair, which was good.
Yeah.
But missing a pen, I mean, his confidence must be so low.
One step forward, two steps back.
Yeah, and then... But yeah, overall Chelsea, I think Chelsea are a strong team. They play Hudson-Odoi on the left.
Yeah.
Someone who maybe hasn't been given a chance at Chelsea, even though he has great potential, maybe with the heights of like Jadon Sancho, or even better. But yeah, I personally have seen him live and I think he has got the potential, but I guess Chelsea, with all the money they've spent, they have to play people like Werner or Havertz or Pulisic, and I guess Hudson-Odoi hasn't really broken into the team as much as he would have liked.
I think he's an interesting player. I remember maybe a couple of years ago, maybe 18 months, we were linked to him and I thought, yeah, I would like Callum Hudson-Odoi. I've never watched him live, can't admit to that, but I do watch a bit of Chelsea because they are a team that are up there. Whenever he gets the ball, the first thing he tries to do is attack the defender. Whether or not it works and whether or not he's had massive improvement since his Chelsea debut, I think that's why people think he's such an amazing talent. Don't get me wrong, he is a bright prospect, and there is a reason why he was linked to Bayern Munich, but I think maybe because he's English, because he plays for Chelsea, because he came through the youth academy there, he might just be a little bit overhyped because his end product isn't that good. He's still young, a lot of time to work on it, but I do think if he was at a certain level, they wouldn't have signed some of the players they have, if I'm being really harsh and brutally honest.
Do you feel Chelsea they just have the money and they just spend on whatever? So for example, they spent, I don't know, world record fee of a goalkeeper for Kepa, and then he made a mistake again today. I don't know.
Kepa part 2 and Mendy as well.
Chelsea I feel for Chelsea fans. Like someone like Kepa, back in the team and in another era?
I think with Kepa, I know I'll say his name, but for the sake of this video, I'm going to not say it. For the sake of Kepa, I think that Chelsea were robbed, regardless of his just lack of quality. 72 million for an under 21, a Spanish under 21 keeper who hadn't even made his senior debut yet for the national team. He was playing in the Bilbao side that weren't necessarily challenging for anything. I can't go over. De Gea didn't cost that much, even if the prices were inflated because of today's market. No keeper should cost that much unless your name is Manuel Neuer or Ter Stegen or Oblak. To spend 72 million on Kepa, I think, to be perfectly honest, they deserve it. You're just throwing money, senseless amounts of money. There were so many other players they could have got. The
money they're paying is not for the final product, but it's for the potential. He obviously had the potential at the time.
He had some potential. Every young player has potential. Otherwise, you don't play, because no young player is the finished product. That's the whole point of football. But he wasn't linked to anybody else. He wasn't linked to a massive club. The only club that came in for him was Chelsea. And I think when you're going to sign a young player, if you're going in unchallenged, surely you have to stop and look and think, maybe there's a reason why we're the only club going in for him, and maybe there's a reason why someone like Bilbao might take advantage of it. Because remember, there isn't a lot of money in Spanish football. Most of the money in world football or European football is in the Premier League because of the type of owners we have, and especially with the playoff. I mean, the richest game of football is the Championship playoff final. It just tells you how much money we have. And I think that's a perfect example of a foreign league taking advantage of that. And usually Chelsea, to be fair to them, are astute when it comes to transfers. They just messed up big time.
So going back to Friday when the fourth round started, Wolves beat Chorley 1-0. I guess that's expected with no disrespect to Chorley. But yeah. Now on to Saturday. Some might call it an upset. Southampton, Arsenal, I don't think that's an upset. I think Southampton were just the better team. Arteta, I don't know why he chose a weak team.
I've got two things that I think might answer that. I don't think there's a massive difference in quality, even on their best days, between Arsenal and Southampton. Ralph Hasenhüttl is an amazing manager. He was at Leipzig before. He was the one that brought them to prominence. Southampton have decent players. Arsenal also have decent players. But although Arteta spent how many years next to Pep Guardiola, I don't think he's that great of a manager. I just don't think it. I think he's living off Guardiola still. He sat next to him in the hot seat for how many years, and I think that's what got him the job at Arsenal. Also, the fact that he played for them is not a big upset in any sense of the word. I just think Arsenal, it's probably not top 16.
Would you say Arsenal didn't play their best team because in obviously a week's time we're playing Arsenal?
Yeah, that's their cup final. Yeah, we are Arsenal's cup final.
I guess they think United game is much bigger than retaining the FA Cup, which they won last season.
Yeah,
Arteta did win it for them last season.
Yeah,
but yeah, they feel it was a weakened team and they knocked out. I think that's quite poor from the manager's point of view. And even the players on the pitch, they just didn't really look like they were going for it.
Every club, every manager is always going to say, I want to win every single game of football. As you should, it's a winning game. But they're, I want to say 9th or something in the league, right? Maybe 10th, because Aston Villa won. I think they dropped a place. They will be fully aware of the fact that they're having a terrible season, domestic season. FA Cup is important. They are the record holders. And it would be nice for them to win a trophy this season. But I think in the back of their mind, they got United next week, which is, we're top of the league, the best team in the league this season, as the table suggests. They will want to obviously win that match. And imagine they played their full strength side in this match against a good Premier League side. If it was a Championship side, League One side, fair enough, you're playing a weakened side team. But Imagine they picked up a red card. Imagine Saka got injured or Smith Rowe got suspended, you know? I think there's good reason to pick a weakened side. But it just backfired.
Man City, they initially had a weakened side. Yeah. Then they went a goal behind against Cheltenham Town.
Yeah.
They had to bring on, Pep had to bring on the good players or the better players because he can see that it's an important competition. I guess Arteta, he brought on Lacazette. He took off Martinelli and brought on Saka. But still, I guess, wasn't enough for them. I think,
With Man City, obviously, they have their squad depth is probably the best out there. But again, it is the magic of the FA Cup, and whether or not people want to believe it's a real thing, it's legit. Strange things do happen. Cheltenham Town went 1-0 up. Obviously, it wasn't deserved, but that's when you start to think, my God, like, we're not going to get beaten by this team. And you have to be ruthless. No manager wants to lose to a side how many divisions below them. It's not good.
Swansea City were definitely ruthless against Nottingham. 5-1.
Can't say that I've watched too much of them this season.
Swansea, do you think... Yeah, I haven't watched them, but their team, which has been in the Premier League and then relegated and then they come back, they are a team that to watch out for, but I don't think progressing further into the competition can help them if they want to pursue getting back into Premier League.
That's the flip side of the coin.
Yeah.
The further you go, the more games you play, and the fatigue, the injuries, the fixture congestion, it all piles up and it catches up with you. But as a championship side, money, especially during these times, the pandemic and the loss of match day revenue and all of like TV and all of that stuff, go in as far as you can in the FA Cup. I think we'll see a lot of smaller sides. I know we have a lot of Premier League sides, but a lot of smaller financial sides going further in the competition. They'll be going all out. This is what they need to keep them afloat, to keep their pockets comfy. Teams like United, City, if we can get knocked out, they're not gonna think, man, we're broke. But you know, maybe that's why we see a ruthless Swansea City. I do really like them when they came up to the Premier League. Even before Meet You, I was there before the fanboys. They're a great side.
Were you there when Renato Sanchez joined?
I thought he that was just against his will. He was kept hostage in Wales, man. He only went because of Paul Clement. He was the assistant at Munich, so it did make sense, but it didn't work out for him. I would like them back in the Premier League, though.
So quickly go over the other results. Sheffield beating Plymouth 2-1. Bristol City away to Millwall 3-0 win.
Good. I hate Millwall. I hate Millwall. I hope they perish as a football club.
Brighton, Premier League side, beating Blackpool 2-1. Yeah. And Barnsley actually beat Norwich 1-0. Norwich actually have a decent team. I'm pretty sure they're fighting to come back in the Prem.
Yeah.
But I guess the Prem, getting back to the Prem is their focus. Maybe that's why they lost the game.
I think you're making excuses for them.
Maybe I am, but you know, the Championship is actually such a tough league, and
some say it's harder than the Premier League.
Yeah, all the teams are literally almost as good as each other, and it's literally on the day, whoever wins is just Right. On to today, Brentford Leicester 3-1.
Leicester are top Premier League side now. Would have been a shock if it would have been a cup upset, David versus Goliath type match if Leicester lost. Maddison, I think, didn't he get an assist on a goal?
Yeah, he got a goal today.
If James Maddison plays against the Championship side, his team isn't going to lose. And I think once you get to a certain level of Premier League side, you just know that you're not going to get knocked out. And I think
Brentford were very close to getting promoted last season. I was actually upset for them. They were literally so close. They had a new stadium built. Would have been written in the stars getting back into the Prem, but unfortunately it didn't happen. And
they had a decent team as well. They had Ollie Watkins and Ben Rama. I don't like Fulham. They are my local team, but I don't like them. They're like a yo-yo. They're going straight back down, and then the next season they're going to come back up or win the playoffs or something. I like to see fresh teams in the Premier League. Brentford, I wanted them to get promoted from the beginning of that season, but unfortunately it didn't happen.
And yeah, Fulham, they lost 3-0 at home to Burnley. Not been a great week for them.
Yeah,
it's weird how they were so up for the United game. They even scored first, but then I guess they just fully rotated their team, and it was just not good enough against Burnley.
Obviously, 2 Premier League sides battling there. Scott Parker he will know about their position and the challenges they'll face for the rest of the season just to survive. So I feel like in the back of his mind, he probably wouldn't have minded. He will never admit it. No manager will ever admit they don't mind losing a game, but in the grand scheme of things, it would just give some more time to focus on the Premier League and their survival. So I don't think it's the worst result for them, and I think the fans might agree with me as well.
And in terms of Burnley, Rodriguez, I think he got 2 goals today. But going back into the week, Ashley Barnes penalty.
Yes.
We have to talk about that.
Round of applause for Ashley Barnes and Burnley. How many, is it 1,000 something days that Liverpool haven't lost a game at home? Obviously that's over now. Before the match, I couldn't say that I predicted it. I thought, Liverpool aren't in the best of form, but they're probably going to win. It's a home match. But I just, how many points are we clear of them now? 6. We could be 9 points ahead of them by the time they next play. I know City are there as well, but that's a massive statement because they are the current champions. I was amazed. I was delighted.
It's the fact that it was a penalty that they lost.
Yeah.
They lost to a penalty after Jurgen Klopp's comments about United with penalties, and just to lose in like the last 10 minutes to a pen, and they broke their home record. I think that's so unlucky. I mean,
I think Jurgen Klopp is just extremely. Something has happened to him this season. He's just salty, really salty and whiny, and obviously because he's not winning. But I think some of the stuff he talks about is just petty. He talks about players diving, trying to influence referees, but you got Mane and Salah up front. I'll get attacked for saying these things, but even Mark Clattenburg came out, the old Premier League referee, said it's very hypocritical for Jurgen Klopp to talk about soft penalties and stuff like that when you have Mane and Salah who could be accused of doing exactly the same things. I'm glad they lost. It was a deserved loss, but we just have to take advantage of it. Every other team has to take advantage of it.
And today, was there a deserved loss for Liverpool today?
Yeah, I think we had a great match. Open match, close match.
Very open. I think it came down to the mistakes from Nico Williams and he was what's his name?
Reece Williams.
Yeah, Reece Williams. 2 mistakes, and I think that cost them the game today.
I mean, I don't like Liverpool, but I do feel sorry for Reece Williams. He's a young player trying to make his way at Liverpool, one of the, I'd say, top 5 biggest clubs in the world. The spotlight is going to be on him until their next play. But when you're playing against not even just Manchester United, but when you're playing against Rashford, you can't make those mistakes. His mistake for Rashford's goal, yeah,
the same can be said about Milner. The way Williams went for the ball was the same way Milner missed the ball, and then Greenwood went and scored. So different,
but similar because Reece Williams just he didn't completely miss the ball because he kind of slowed it down for Rashford in a way, but he went with his feet. Milner just couldn't jump high enough. It was jump high enough and try and win the header, or don't jump at all, and then basically either way Greenwood still has the ball at his feet. I don't think it wasn't it Robertson?
No, I think it was Milner. He did jump.
It was one of them.
Yeah.
But either way, Greenwood has the ball at his feet, and if he didn't jump, then we would be saying why didn't he jump? So I don't think he can win in that situation. Great finish from Mason Greenwood. Clinical. Even Solskjaer said it last season. Best finisher.
As always.
Yeah, I mean, Gunman Greenwood. That's my new name for him. He's clinical.
Only thing is, he is very selfish. Cavani does. You can see Cavani screaming at the edge of the box when he should have cut it back to Van der Beek.
There was I'd say one of the touches he took to take it in, he could have passed it back then, but Reece Williams' positioning was very good, which I think is why Greenwood didn't cut it back. But every top striker, you have to be selfish, otherwise you don't score as many goals. Just ask Harry Kane.
But match winner, Bruno Fernandes.
Oh, Bruno.
He's no longer missing in the games. I'm sorry for calling him out last game. But yeah, he's no longer missing.
Don't apologize. You react on what you see. It's just amazing when you go on Twitter and you see all the complaints. Oh, it wasn't a foul. It was very clearly a foul.
Especially,
he took out his leg.
I'm telling you, it's always Arsenal fans, especially after the game. Ian Wright, he was so adamant that it wasn't a foul. But yeah, football Twitter right now is an amazing place.
I know, especially when you're on top. It was a great free kick, similar to the one, but on the opposite side that he scored against Bournemouth at the back end last season. He's done it before, where he goes for the keeper's side. I think that the substitutions, by the way, today were, in regards to Bruno, it was perfect timing. You could just see that we were just slowing down a little bit. And bringing on Fernandes is the perfect way to just bring it right back up the energy levels. He's going to energize everybody around him as well. He did influence the game, unlike Liverpool's substitutions of Origi and Shaqiri. And obviously he did score the winning goal of the match. We fully deserve to go through, I think. And I do think I'm going to speak about Thiago. I think I tweeted it out. They're not the same without Henderson. Henderson is a more important player in the midfield than Thiago. He interrupts the flow. You have, he's not a defensive specialist, and he's playing as the deepest lying midfielder. And I think, yes, it's nice when he's on the ball. Yes, it's nice when he does his little flicks and tricks like Pogba, but they're so open now. They're not playing the way they should be, or the way that we're used to seeing them play.
Also, in terms of Henderson, they're already missing a leader on the pitch. Obviously, yeah. Van Dijk's not there. Henderson's not there. Who is the leader? I guess maybe James Milner. But you need someone else like who is always there. And I guess they're just missing that type of player on the pitch.
You have those levels of captaincy hierarchy, obviously Henderson and then Milner. Then I think it's Van Dijk and then Wijnaldum. Jordan Henderson is a clear vocal leader. It's been a debate in football for years because of Messi wearing the armband. He's not a vocal player. He lets his feet do the talking. Whereas it was from the 2014 World Cup, Mascherano shouting at the players when they were going into extra time. I think it was against the Netherlands, and then Messi got criticised. I think you could say the same for some of their other leaders. I can't say that I watched every Liverpool match, but from what I do see, they don't have another player like Henderson when Van Dijk's not there. And I think he drags them across the line. I know Salah and Mane get the goals, but Jordan Henderson, when he doesn't play for them, they're just a completely different side. And it's just testament to how good he actually is.
Also, I think this game, it was Van der Beek's chance to show Solskjaer what he's about, and I don't think he took the opportunity today. I didn't see him do anything too much. I mean, the first time passing, all of that was good. Yeah. But in terms of, I don't think number 10, he didn't do too well, which was unfortunate. Who knows when he'll get his next game?
First of all, I think he'll play against Sheffield United. I don't know. Out of 10, I'll probably give him a 6.5. He wasn't bad by any stretch of the imagination. I just think he's a different type of player that we haven't seen in a while. And I think that's what a lot of people can't seem to grasp just yet because we haven't seen him so much.
Yeah, we don't know what to expect from him, I guess.
Yeah.
I think we're trying to compare him to Bruno.
Yeah,
but obviously they're two separate players. We can't expect him to do what Bruno does. But then we just want to see what he can do, and that's the problem. We haven't seen what he can really do to an extent.
It's so tough because he is new, because he did come from a team that is pure, just passing, just quick 1-2 touch. And although we're getting better at that stuff, we're not quite there just yet. I think if he came in next year or in 18 months and we were at that stage, he'd slot right in. But at the moment, we are still a breaking up play, hit teams with pace and power on the counter attack. That's primarily what we do. But we are getting into a team that does week by week just start to dominate teams and suffocate them off possession sometimes. And that's when I think Van der Beek will get implemented into the what philosophy Solskjaer has, bubbling up. A lot of fans expect him, as you said, to be like Bruno Fernandes, stat padding. He's not going to do that. He's an all-round midfielder. He'll play off the right. He'll play as a 10. He'll play as a 6 or as an 8. I still think that he is better than McTominay and Fred. McTominay had a good game today. So did Fred when he came on. But I just do think Van der Beek is a level above them. But we will see him. As I said, I do think we'll see him against Sheffield United. Probably not against Arsenal. But he definitely did get minutes today, just in case anything happens between now and Arsenal. It's Arsenal's cup final, and in a way it is as well for us.
Definitely. So who would you say your man of the match was for today?
My man of the match, I would say Marcus Rashford, because of the way he had
he did have a great game today.
But I will say Pogba as well.
Again,
you can make my mind up for me.
I think I'll give it to Rashford, goal and assist. We haven't really seen too much of him doing what he did today. Pogba, he had a great game again. But yeah, I'd give it to Rashford. I think his play today was just what we needed against Liverpool's back line. I think if anyone's going to get past their defence, it'll be him. I think behind Bruno, he has the most goals and assists this season. He's been getting a lot of criticism, but it's not justified criticism. He's been going about his work silently. Obviously, he's been doing his work off the field as well. And I think, to be fair to him, not even to be fair to him, what he's doing off the field is brilliant. It shouldn't even be something that needs to be. It should just be normal, but people are focusing on that more than his football. It's two completely separate lives. And I don't think people are noticing what he's doing on the football pitch because of that, which isn't a bad thing. The work off the pitch is definitely not interrupting his work on the pitch. Yeah. As you said, he's got the second most goals and assists in the team.
I think that's just what people are focusing on, and they're not realizing, oh my God, Marcus Rashford is having an amazing season. Again, he's going to 22 goals last season. He's going to score more goals than that this season. I think he'll outperform last season, in my opinion. He's every year, if you look at his stats, every single year, he's improving and improving and improving. And I think this is the campaign that he will go over the line of world class.
Yeah, again, Pogba performing, working hard for the team. Is he working hard for the team, or is he working hard to get out of the team?
Same question.
Same question.
As I said, I don't care as long as he carries on working hard and putting in these almost every single match man of the match displays. We can't complain. He's going to leave in the summer. Maybe if we win the Premier League and the FA Cup, he might stay. But as it stands now, he's leaving in the summer, and we're just milking every last bit of energy that we can get out of him. And I'm loving it.
What I'd like to see from this United team is when we do go up against Liverpool for the second time this season and all the other big six teams such as Man City, I think we have to turn it into a cup game. I think that's how we can win, because allowing them to have the ball and we just sit back and play on the counter. We saw against City that wasn't really effective. But I think if we turn games into cup games like today, where we have to win, I think those are the type of games where we could come out on top. whereas it wouldn't favour Liverpool or City. We don't know. City were vulnerable at the back when they played Aston Villa last week or early in the week. So I think looking forward into those games, I think we have to play like we did today.
I think you're spot on. I've heard some people say it before, some pundits, no manager is more dangerous than Oli when his back's against the wall. When it's win or nothing, when it's win at all costs, we don't lose. And I think one thing that I am annoyed about today was we can beat Liverpool. Our away form is better than our form at home, and we just beaten them 3-2 at home. So why couldn't we have done that? Why couldn't we play today the way? I mean, why couldn't we play today against Liverpool? You know what I'm trying to say. I can't say it.
Why couldn't we play like this?
Yeah.
The way. Okay.
Yeah. I was confused myself.
Why couldn't we play like this today, last week against Liverpool?
Yes, exactly. That's exactly what I'm trying to say. Because we've just shown everyone that we can do it. Because Liverpool didn't have a weak side. They had Curtis Jones has been a starter this season, so you can't even say, oh yeah, he's a squad rotation player. If anything, he's just first teamer now. Yes, Reece Williams was starting, but we had Greenwood starting. He hasn't been starting this season.
I would say the reason why we don't do it is fear. And it's the same reason why Liverpool didn't go for it as well.
Yeah.
Because the Premier League is much more, it's something that you fear more than coming out the FA Cup.
Yeah.
So today there was nothing to lose, or just coming out the FA Cup. So I guess for Liverpool coming out today, I think Jurgen Klopp would be upset. At the same time, now he can just focus on the league. I mean, they still have the Champions League as well.
Yes.
But yeah, all their focus has to go on Spurs. They're playing Spurs in this game. This is their cup final. Game. They have to win. And if they don't win, as you said, we'll go 9 points clear. And
if I'm honest, I'm hoping for a Spurs win. I've said it on Twitter, I've said it to friends. I don't fear them. They're not going to win the league because they're Spurs. They're just such a weird team that no matter how close they get, they cannot cross the finish line first. So I'm really hoping for a Spurs win there. Get us as far away from Liverpool as possible. Also, I remind myself every day, Man City's final game in hand is against Everton at Goodison Park. So we all know that Everton are a good side this season. Great manager, legendary manager, and an amazing midfield at the moment. So we just need the results to carry on going our way, as well as us winning, and we should win against Sheffield United on Wednesday, I think.
So I'll ask you 2 quick fire questions. First one, who do you think is getting to the final of the FA Cup?
Depending on what side of the tree, whatever, I think it'll be Manchester Derby in the final. What about you?
Yeah, I'd say the same thing. I think City are the team to beat. I think they're the strongest team in the competition. And yeah, I think we just have to... I'm confident with our team. If we can beat Liverpool, I'm not too fearful against any of the other teams.
Yeah.
And next question I'll ask is, should Van der Beek go on loan or be sold this summer?
No. Keep him.
No.
Don't want him going anywhere.
You think a player, like if you were in his shoes, you just joined the club and you're sitting on the bench every game, would you not want to try and force away on loan or out of the club? Because he didn't join us to be on the bench. He was playing Champions League football for Ajax. He could have gone to Real Madrid, he could have gone to Barcelona, but now he's at Man U on the bench.
If we were 5th, I can understand, but we're 1st and we're winning and we're playing very well. So in his mind, he's a professional footballer, hard-working, Ajax product. All he'll be thinking is, I want to play, I just need to work harder. And Solskjaer mentioned it in his pre-match press conference. He used to be that player, but he understands that because we're top of the league. As much as I don't like it when he doesn't play, I can't complain because we're winning games. And those are the two sides. Do I want to carry on winning games with the team that we're playing now, or really what you're doing is risking it? No matter how good Van der Beek is, and what qualities he will bring to the team, he might not fit for that match, or he might not fit in straight away. It might take 2 or 3 matches for him to teethe properly, and those 2 or 3 matches might cost us. So I think he'll understand. He's a professional footballer. They have different mindsets to us.
Definitely. Well, yeah, that rounds up FA Cup 4th round weekend. Thank you for watching. Thank you, Anton, again.
No problem.
Let us know in the comments below, what was the best game of the weekend, best performer of the weekend, best goal. Ours was definitely, I think you'd agree with me, Bruno Fernandes' free kick to win the game off the bench. But yeah, who do you think is also going to win the FA Cup? I personally think Man U, but I'm slightly scared. I think City could go and win it again. I'm not sure if we are strong enough to beat City yet, but who knows? Please please like, subscribe, share, and comment down below. See you in the next one. You never walk alone.
Median.